Many IELTS General training candidates struggle to get a Band 7 or higher in Writing Task 2 because they don't know how to write a high-scoring answer. If you want a Band 7 Plus in Task 2, this video is for you. You'll learn 10 effective ways to increase your band score. We take a close look at the scoring criteria the IELTS examiner uses to evaluate your answer, and I show you how to score high in each area. If you're going to take your IELTS General soon, check out my IELTS General materials. There, I teach you everything you need to score high. I show you step by step how to give high-scoring answers. And of course, we do many practice tests together, so you will feel confident about your test. You can find the link in the description. And now, let's get started. Let's start with something fundamental. Write a strong introduction. Why is this important? Your introduction immediately shows the IELTS examiner you understand the task. Task achievement is one of the scoring criteria the IELTS examiner uses when scoring your answer. So this will help you improve your band score. A strong introduction for Task 2 should do 3 things. Paraphrase the question to show that you understand the topic, provide some general background information about the issue, and clearly state your position or the main idea of your essay. Many candidates make the mistake of copying words directly from the question or writing overly generic introductions that could apply to any essay. Both approaches will limit your band score. Let's compare a low-scoring and a high-scoring introduction. This is the question. Some people believe that technology is making people more isolated. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Here's an example of a low-scoring introduction. Technology is very important today. Some people think it makes people isolated. I agree with this opinion. Now, here's a high-scoring Band 7 Plus introduction. Over the last 20 years, smartphones and social media have changed how people connect with each other. While these tools help us stay in touch with friends and family far away, many people worry that they reduce real-life conversations and make people feel alone. I largely agree with this view, as I believe our online connections often replace the meaningful face-to-face interactions that humans need. Notice how the strong introduction paraphrases the question using different words. For example, it uses alone instead of isolated and real-life conversations, instead of making people more isolated. Additionally, it provides context about the issue and clearly states the writer's position. This immediately demonstrates your language abilities and understanding of the task to the IELTS examiner. A well-crafted introduction sets the tone for your entire essay and contributes significantly to your task achievement score, which is 25% of your overall band score. For Band 7 Plus, your introduction must show that you've understood the question and can respond appropriately. Tip number 2 is absolutely crucial. Always use a clear, logical structure for your essay. One of the scoring criteria the IELTS examiner uses is coherence and cohesion, which makes up 25% of your total score. For a Band 7 Plus, the examiner needs to see that you can organize your ideas in a coherent, easy-to-follow manner. The ideal structure for most IELTS Task 2 essays includes an introduction, 2 to 3 body paragraphs, each focusing on a single main idea, and a conclusion that summarizes your key points and restates your position. Each body paragraph should follow this structure. A clear topic sentence that states the main idea of the paragraph, and explanation and development of this idea, specific examples or evidence to support your point, and a concluding sentence that links back to the main argument. Don't forget that different question types might require slight variations in structure. For advantages, disadvantages essays, you might dedicate one paragraph to advantages and another to disadvantages. For problem solution essays, you could have one paragraph for problems and one for solutions, or address each problem with its solution in separate paragraphs. Tip number 3 focuses on one of the most effective ways to improve your coherence and cohesion score. Use a variety of linking words and phrases. Linking words are words that show the relationships between your ideas. They act as signposts that guide the IELTS examiner through your argument. For a Band 7+, you need to demonstrate that you can use a range of these devices accurately and appropriately. For instance, to add information, you can use linking words such as furthermore, in addition, moreover, and additionally. To show cause and effect, you can use therefore, consequently, as a result, and thus. Let's compare an example with linking words to one without linking words, so you can see the difference. Here's an example without linking words. Many people use public transportation. It reduces traffic congestion. It is better for the environment. Some people don't like public transportation. It can be crowded. Schedules are sometimes inconvenient. Now, here's the same paragraph with appropriate linking words. Many people regularly use public transportation because it significantly reduces traffic congestion. Furthermore, it is considerably better for the environment as it lowers carbon emissions per passenger. However, despite these benefits, some people are reluctant to use public transport. One reason for this is that buses and trains can be extremely crowded during peak hours. Additionally, the schedules are sometimes inconvenient, particularly for those who work non-standard hours. The second version uses linking words such as furthermore, however, and additionally. As a result, it flows much better and clearly shows the relationships between ideas. This directly improves your coherence and cohesion score, which is essential for Band 7+. One of the easiest ways to include more linking words and phrases in your answer is to use templates. Templates give you high-scoring sentence starters that work for every topic in IELTS General Writing. They include advanced vocabulary and grammar to help you boost your band score. For example, if you have to write an agree-disagree essay, you can use this sentence starter. While I agree that, I hold that. This sentence starter uses the linking word while, which makes the sentence more complex, and this will help you boost your band score. If you have to write an advantages-disadvantages essay, this sentence starter comes in handy. There is, however, an obvious disadvantage in that. This one is amazing because it includes the linking word however. Additionally, it doesn't use however at the start of the sentence, but in the middle. This way, you can show the IELTS examiner that you know how to use linking words in advanced ways. This is why templates are a game changer for achieving Band 7+. They help you demonstrate your range of vocabulary and grammar. You can find all IELTS General templates you need in my IELTS General materials. Just click on the link in the description. Tip number 4 is essential. Always support your ideas with specific examples. Many candidates make the mistake of making general claims without providing concrete evidence to back them up. For a Band 7+, the IELTS examiner needs to see that you can fully develop your ideas with relevant, specific examples. Examples don't need to include statistics or research findings. Personal experiences, observations from your country or community, and logical scenarios can all work well. The key is to be specific rather than general. For instance, instead of saying public transportation can save money, you could say a monthly public transport pass in my city costs approximately $60, whereas running a car, including fuel, insurance, and maintenance, can exceed $400 per month for many families. This specificity demonstrates your ability to fully address the task and develop your ideas, which is essential for scoring Band 7+. Tip number 5 is super important. Use a wide range of vocabulary. One of the scoring criteria the IELTS examiner uses to score your Task 2 essay is lexical resource. This is all about your range of vocabulary and makes up another 25% of your total score. For a Band 7+, the examiner needs to see that you can use less common vocabulary appropriately and can convey precise meanings. This doesn't mean using big words just to impress. It means selecting the most accurate words for your specific context. One effective strategy is to use topic-specific vocabulary relevant to the question. For example, if you're writing about environmental issues, incorporate terms like biodiversity, ecosystem, sustainability, carbon footprint, or renewable resources. Another important aspect of vocabulary use is avoiding repetition by using synonyms. For example, instead of repeatedly using important, you could use significant, crucial, essential, or vital in different parts of your essay. Remember, though, that accuracy is just as important as range. It's better to use a simpler word correctly than to attempt a more advanced one incorrectly. Aim for vocabulary that you can use with confidence. By the way, if you want more videos for IELTS General Writing, click the like button and write yes in the comments. If you want something else, tell me your video wish in the comments so I know what you would like to see on this channel. Now, let's have a look at 5 more tips that help you score high in IELTS General Writing. Tip number 6 focuses on another important criterion the IELTS examiner uses to score your answer: grammatical range and accuracy. To achieve Band 7+, you need to show that you can use a variety of complex structures with good control. Many candidates make the mistake of using only simple sentences, or conversely, trying to make every sentence complex. Neither approach works well. The key is to use a mix of simple, compound, and complex sentences appropriately. To boost your band score, ensure you use conditional sentences, relative clauses, and different tenses. Let's look at an example written with limited grammatical range. Online learning is popular now. Students can study at home. Now, here's how to write these sentences using more complex grammar. Online learning has become increasingly popular in recent years because it allows students to access educational content from the comfort of their homes. Here, I'm using the past tense has become, and I'm adding more information using because, which creates a more complex sentence. The second version demonstrates a wider range of grammatical structures used accurately. This shows the examiner that you have good control over English syntax, which is essential for a Band 7+ score. Remember, though, that accuracy is just as important as range. It's better to use a simpler structure correctly than to attempt a complex one with errors. Aim for a mix of structures that you can use with confidence. Next, ensure you understand the different types of questions you might face in IELTS General Writing Task 2. Identifying the question type correctly is crucial because task achievement is one of the scoring criteria the IELTS examiner uses when scoring your answer. If you don't answer the question correctly, your task achievement score will go down, no matter how good your English is. For a Band 7+, you must directly address the specific requirements of the question type you're given. Here are a few examples. First, we have agree-disagree questions. These ask for your opinion on a statement. For example, some people believe that technology is making people more isolated. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Second, advantages-disadvantages questions ask you to discuss the positive and negative aspects of something. For instance, discuss the advantages and disadvantages of working from home rather than in an office. Third, problem-solution questions require you to identify problems related to a specific issue and suggest possible solutions. For example, in many cities, the population is increasing rapidly. What problems does this cause, and how can these problems be solved? Finally, opinion-based questions ask for your view on an issue that might have multiple perspectives. For instance, some people think that governments should focus on reducing environmental pollution, but others believe there are more important priorities. discuss both views and give your opinion. Tip number 8 is take effective notes. Many candidates make the mistake of diving straight into writing without planning. This often leads to an unfocused essay that doesn't directly address the question or that lacks logical organization. Spend a few minutes planning because this will save you time in the long run and result in a much better essay. Tip number 9 focuses on an often overlooked part of the essay, the conclusion. A strong conclusion is essential for achieving Band 7+ and for leaving a positive final impression on the IELTS examiner. For a Band 7+, your conclusion should effectively summarize your main arguments and clearly restate your position or main message. It should give a sense of completion to your essay without simply repeating what you've already said. Also, make sure you use linking words that signal that this is the conclusion. For instance, you can write "in conclusion," "to summarize," or "overall." Tip number 10 might seem obvious, but it's a common reason why many candidates fail to achieve Band 7. You must fully address all parts of the question. IELTS Writing Task 2 questions often have multiple parts or aspects that need to be addressed. For example, consider this question. Some people think that governments should focus on reducing environmental pollution, but others believe there are more important priorities. Discuss both views and give your opinion. This question has 3 parts. First, discuss the view that governments should focus on reducing pollution. Second, discuss the view that there are more important priorities. Third, give your own opinion. If you only discuss the environmental view and give your opinion but forget to address the more important priorities perspective, you haven't fully answered the question. If you fully address all aspects of the question, you demonstrate that you've completely accomplished the task, which is essential for Band 7+. That's it! These are my top 10 tips for scoring Band 7+ in IELTS General Writing Task 2. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you are notified when the next video comes out. Also, share this video with your friends so they can improve their IELTS General Writing score too. See you in the next video!